Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. We are in the month of September. That's right. Now, many of you will know the month of September and October are generally bearish. But don't let me frighten you. Most important is learn how to read the chart. Right now, as a good trader, as a good investor, we must able to have conflicting ideas in our mean. At the same time, the market may be bearish, but we can still go long, or at the same time, the market may be still trending down, but yet we are still able to buy those stocks. So that is the trademark of a very good investor and very seasonal, especially for those of you who are beginner. That's something you should think about it, right? Don't let fear creeps into you, and when fear creeps into you, your portfolio generally will be very challenging to manage. All right, so let's look at what we have for you this morning going forward in our breakfast show here. Now, of course, this morning we are at the Monday session, and of course Monday are for beginners, so we are looking at some of the Pentagon guided stock list in here, and usually we are buying at or we are entering, if there's a suggestion in here, you would be coming in at very early in here, and also we're looking at some of the trade that we did last week too. All right, so far this morning, what is the market telling us? As you can see just on top of me here, switching to the headlines as well as onto the KLCI coming from my website Trade BSA, you could see the market is hardly moving, but we do have a very fair balance in here. You could see the healthcare is up 1%, and this is Bursa 30, of course. And then when you switch over to the SMARTRobie in here, you're able to see the KLCI top gainer and top loser here. Will give you another perspective also. Benapuri is down 8%. You could see over there, Imiko, VC, AVI. AVI is almost unchanged with about 43 million in here. Kenangan is up, KNN, as there is an article posting in here talking and praising a lot about KMN. We will also look at that one in here. Jinintech continued to go up to almost $31 plus 5% in here. Really a big gainer in here, and that's a huge amount of money in here. I do think eventually this stock will split just like any other stock in here. Vitrox is also up there in the big gainer. Big decliner is Nestle, Petronas, Gas, CCB, and High Tech. All right, so let's look at what we have for you in our news headline. Now this morning in here, as we are in the month of October, definitely a lot of talk will be on our budget Malaysia 2022. So having said that, there is going to be very lot of focus on economic stimulus, Bantu Rakyat, B40 or the middle 40 income, but all this eventually will still need money. That's right. So our so-called newly minted Finance Minister Tengku Zafrul will likely to raise the debt ceiling, which was at 55 to 58, right now to 65. In my opinion, this debt statutory debt limit will always increase. It will very seldom come down, because this is the modern economy where spend in order to prop up the economy in here. There's nothing wrong with it in my opinion. Of course, depending on your opinion, some people, especially traditional, may not like debt, but usually it is taking a page out from the US FOMC in neither to inflate the debt away, so which means interest rate going forward generally will have to be very low because of the debt level that we'll be looking at. So you can see from this in here, government is focusing on revival the economy, and previously there was a lot of talk on GST because the government don't have enough money, right? So they can't bring the GST because this current administration, Ismail Zabri, which may only have about slightly more than 1.5 years, may not want to bring something which is very unfavorable, the GST, which will penalize a lot of the Rakyat paying extra in here. So right now they're just going to issue more debt going forward, as you can see from this article in here. So I know many of you may not be happy with this, but this is the current situation. As you can see, the COVID-19 economic recovery situation, we have to get more people to work, building more business in here, as a lot of people are still losing their jobs and remain unemployed. All right. So the next news is on M-Bank, which came back from the big global settlement, the 2.83 billion on the 1MDB over the last 10 years. It has come back in here and reassessing its position. So you can see here, let's take a look at switching to a wider chart here. M-Bank has actually moved up a fair bit, M-Bank. And usually good news like this is time to take some profit lah. When you see the green pentagon, that's a time to buy. You can see from here, since the green pentagon just on the, let me just bring up the wider chart here. You can see somewhere around the mid-February, mid-August, the market has gone right up in here, and usually it's always very timely. Somehow I don't know which attract first. Well, you tell me, right? Whether the stock price attract the news, or it's because the news is going to come out, the stock price goes up. But I do think usually it is the stock price that attract the news, because since it has gone up so much, likelihood M-Bank is going to attract a lot of buyers in here. Of course, many of you who are unsuspected buyers would know this is a time to take a little bit of profit. I'm not surprised this morning in here, M-Bank should be down slightly. Oh, it's up 1.2% in here, continue to make an upward. But if you have followed the green pentagon, you can see from here it's up 11% since the last green pentagon on the 17th of August. Of course, many of you want to know more about the green pentagon. Just switch over to the Trade VSA website, and there is so-called what we call the top 20 ideas that you see on the right hand side here, Harlem with about 100% in here. So by just using the SMARTRobie app, or even now, remember, take note, SMARTRobie apps have very limited the stock trade idea. Many of them actually are from our Trade VSA plugin in here. Definitely a plus for those of you who upgrade and use our Trade VSA plugin in here. It's more of upgrading the tools that you have. You're able to pick Harlem, and just one trade here, like you can see 110% return would bring back the investment that you put in for our tools that you intend to subscribe in here. Definitely something which we have already put up on SMARTRobie, which is free of charge, unlimited usage until 31st of December. But a better one will be our plugin. So upgrade to our plugin in here, and there's some information available towards the end of our talk here. All right, so let's look at the next okay, let's look at our next story here. Definitely will be on CCK, a poultry retailer in Sarawak. Now the story talks about CCK based off in Kuching in here, and they intend to open up their local supermarket in Cebu and more CCK Fresh Mart in here. So the article talk about the again another economic recovery that you see here. So the group revenue or performance has surged by another additional 15% to 330.6 million in here from 314. However, the group net profit declined by to 11 million from 15 million because of the high feed cost. But overall, I think they're expanding, as we can see. If there is an economic recovery in here, I think this kind of stocks generally will do bad. Do good, sorry. And let's switch over to the CCK here. You can see right now there is building up a nice space here, but there is a lot of sellers you could see from in here. We have an uptrust and market trying to break up, but again, a lot of people who had this stock early on wanted to exit, and then the market is coming. So right now the market will continue to reaccumulate and going further in here unless they have some really strong business model very similar to technology, then we will see this really moving up here. But something to keep an eye on CCK here. Let's take a look at the fundamental and see whether it is does give us any of indication of a fair price or not. Okay, now it's trading at a fair price here. 3 out of 8, not bad. You can see it's really a small cap stocks. 11 times only compared to the sector average of 31 times in here. So it is fair value trading, but it's from the standpoint of intrinsic value is slightly over expensive in here, something to take note of. But three in here is good. And you can see Central Cold Storage, Sarawak, SK Tiong, and Tan Sri Datuk Tiong are one of the holder too, right? Something to take note. Interesting enough. Let's move on to our next news here. Will be on K&M. Now earlier we talked about K&M in here, how well it has moved up in here, and also there is also playing up on the story about recovering from the economic recoveries as the oil prices also require. This is more of oil and gas play. You can see since the market, let me just bring it up again, it pays benefit to follow green Pentagon in here. You could see a nice flat base. That's right. You see the nice flat base that you have. That's what we call stage one. And this is something we talk a lot. Also, last Saturday, those of you who came and joined us on non-technical analysis, thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. But we will have another one on fundamental analysis next 2 more weeks from now, which will be on the 18th of September. There's some information on the comment below there. Do sign up and join the Zoom workshop totally for free. But you can see from in here, market has started to move up, and guess what? We already have an upthrust. This is the 4th upthrust, so a lot of profit taking, but market continue to push up. And let's take a look at it, and the livestock prices here, and you could see it's up 3.5% on this spotlight news. Continue to attract a lot of investors as this news talks about the owner are expanding out. So the K&M has returned in black after 2 years, carry on a rationalization strategies which began in 2017, selling those non-profitable markets. So basically it posted a lower revenue of 477 million against 669 last year due to the impact from COVID-19. In tandem, a lower gross profit of 109 million in here. So if the market has gone up this much, usually, please, ladies and gentlemen, do take some profit. But if you look at here, by just following the green Pentagon, you could see here, Pentagon guided K&M is likely a price gain of 50% since the last green Pentagon. Uptrend continue after the green Pentagon guided. That's right. So our green Pentagon continued to perform, and in this case, definitely a plus for those of you who have followed our green Pentagon in here. Okay, so let's move on to our next news. All right, our next news is on the US market. That's right. Now, a lot has been said about the September and October month, from the very popular magazine which I subscribe to and read to. They talk about the stock market will struggle this fall because, as we all know, summer is coming. So summer is going off, and we're going to have autumn. That's what they call it, autumn, fall, and September and October tend to be slightly colder, and that's where you see it. But another article within the same magazine in here talks about maybe 2021 may be different. But of course, those of you who have it can also get our plug-in and look at the seasonal monthly return for the US market here. Something I'll showcase to you in our live Facebook in our evening session on Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, as some of our members that I will spend some time with them on the masterclass looking at them, but this will be another session that we do later on, all right, on our Wednesday night. So make sure you catch me then. So in here they talk about maybe this year the market may be different. So we have seen the market continue to go. As I said before, the Dow Jones has another 8 to 12% higher to go up. So still a bit more room. So as the market going up, so we have to trim the 8% maybe to slightly more. So those of you who only can do two things, you either stay and watch, or you participate or learn, some of the things we talk about in here that will definitely help you, right? So this is continuing to be strong, US market. So something we want to keep an eye and watch out for, and our plug-in will definitely help you out there. And also let's look at the next stock in focus is Netflix. They talk about a spin-off from the Seinfeld. They want to about 180 episode on Netflix, something that they bought it in here. And Seinfeld, with this news, Netflix actually has gone higher. So let's switch over to the US side. You can see last week, but before let's do that, let me just turn on to the S&P 500, switching to a wider chart here. You could see, yes, you can look at that, right? As the market go higher, the volumes are trimming it down, but definitely we still have this green Pentagon in here, which continue to tell us the right picture following the green Pentagon in here. So, okay, let's look at Netflix. So Netflix seems to be good, and let's Look at Netflix, one of the provider here, and stock chart, stock comment here. So you can see Netflix again, green Pentagon performing very well, just like K&M and some of the earlier stocks that we had in here. It's almost $600 here. Now do take note, US market is not, it's different from Malaysian market. A lot of people, especially the beginners, thought that in US you have to buy 100 shares, so 600 is no. In US you can actually buy one share. That's right, buying one share with $600 US, which is 2004, and it does actually give you a better diversification over the Malaysian stock, where minimum you have to buy 100 because many of the Malaysian shares are relatively cheap. So that's one real benefit in here. So you can see from here, Netflix is likely to be what we call 8.6% return from the green Pentagon at 543. So really one benefit in here. So Netflix, not a time to buy. Of course, if one of you want to look at that, can always go into the S&P 500 Robie chart and look at the Pentagon guider. I assume the listener in here are beginner, and so far we only have two, which is the FTV and VZ Verizon, which is very similar to DG, player in here. So something you can do right now, as you all know, SMARTRobie will be unlimited usage until end of the year, 31st December. So use it to your heart's content and find those shares. If not, trade paper and let us know what you think so far. All right. So let's move on to the SGX side. We are in the Singapore, and earnings recovery stall for Singapore listed companies because of the COVID. But I think eventually, if you look back at the chart here, the SGX Robie chart here, and you can see STI. And it will probably tells you that this market in here, it's up 5 points, right? 5.9 just above me. Switching to a wider chart here, you got a lot of very active. These are all very penny stocks, less than 10 cents, right? 6.9 cents, 8.6 cents, right? And then you have 4.6 cents, King One at 5.6 cents. So that one is really moving a lot more. But the big gainer are those very few volume. Singapore is like very funny. Either you have those really move up a lot, which is very penny shares, or you have those really big gainers, which is also very small, just 175 lots only in here. And decliner, you can see S&P 530 lot shares in here. Very tough market compared to the KLSE market. So it's very important that you focus on those shares. And one of them is actually T14, all right, which is T14. It is pharmaceutical company called Tianjin, which I highlight it and talk about it in here. You can see since green Pentagon again, looking from here, once the stock start to trend up, a lot of these will do very well. So you can see from here, it is 28% return since the green Pentagon on the 28th of June 2020. Okay, 28th of June, uptrend continue after the green Pentagon guider in here. So pretty good, and of course benefiting from the green Pentagon so far over there. And you could see the ATR stop loss was not violated as the market continued to go up. So keep an eye on T14 in here as the economy is reopening and coming more. Of course, right now there are other better shares than T14, but something that those of you who like the SGX, this is one of the larger cap stock that will do pretty well. Okay, now let's move on to our next past leaderboard that we've seen on our Pentagon guider. Our previous stock pick Tiguan on the 23rd of August has done pretty well here. JF Tech 14%, so those are moving up as we've seen recovery in here. So let's look at some of the past lessons that we talk about on the 30th of August. And definitely one of the things we want to look at is Pekka, okay, which we picked it up last week on the 30th of August. This was when it is. Let's take a look at where it is now on Pekka. Okay. So this is Pekka here. So as soon as the market turned up, right, you can see here, we were a bit early. So no doubt we were expecting this because this is the first recovery where you can see the weekly direction faced 20% drop, and that was one of the reasons. Now, this is why it's important time and time again. I will assume the listener listening now are beginners. That's why you are here today, right? This is a beginner section in here. So the market actually fell by 20%, and we have the green pentagon on the 27th of August. You can see here, and we have the old resistance at 395. So this one is just not going to go straight up. It's going to be hanging sideways in here. You need to have a bit of patience in here. The old support is 270, 293. So there is a lot of degree of swing freedom up, and the trending period we are expecting to hold on to this will be 2 to 3 months in here. So you got to have that kind of time frame. So always have a plan what you want to do, and that's my take in it. And also learn. All right, subscribe to our plugin package, and for those of you who are ready, join our masterclass in the coming October session in here. All right, so that is the for this session in here. Let's take a look at some of the others. Tiguan on the, okay, let's look at front can switching back here. Okay, I don't want to open too big so you can see all together front can, and this is the package of the plugin that you get. You can see front can on the 30th of August. This is somewhere time we have a sell-off at 3%, but the market did hold up, and you can see you get our plugin package here. All right, you can see that auto trend line setting still telling you this market will continue to go higher in here. It's still above the ATR stop loss, so things are looking pretty good. And let's look at Tiguan. Right, you need to give time for it to run too. You can see right here, market broke through, and almost a takeout of the uptrust. And this stock, we talked about it way back on the 23rd of August. So 23rd of August was somewhere around here, right? And the market poops up very nicely in here. Okay, MFLA is the other one. Now, MFLA, by the chance, it's RHB Jewel. That's why RHB Jewel. And how do I know about it? I can just switch back to here. Now, those of you who don't know about RHB Jewel, I think I covered this in the early section in here. We do have a RHB Jewel 2020 watch list. Let me just show you here. Yeah, this is the one. You can see KSM, Pestec, Star Solution, and Spreadso, and End-to-End. These are the ones that previously just turned green pentagon, and you can see from here the date, right? The date on the right hand side. One turn on the 2nd of March. Now this one already turned red. KSM Pentec. Star just turned on the 1st of September. Interesting enough. Will we see Star moving up? So there's a lot of trade ideas that we have put up in our website. Make sure you share it, and also let your friends know that the RHB Jewel 2021 is up. It's in there. You can watch this and use a SMARTRobie or subscribe to our plugin package, whichever you want to, and able to enjoy this benefit. Make sure, most important, if you do make money, let us know. If you don't make money, also let us know. We want to know what was your issues in here, and whether you're trading real money or not. We like to hear from you. There's a Google My Business in here. Share with us with what you feel, and then we will move on to our Zoom session where we will talk more about fundamental and technical. So we look at some of the issues that you typically will have. So MFLA, it's up. Let's look at MFLA right now. You can see MFLA, we picked it up on the 23rd of August, right? Which is this bar here, up 23rd of August, and since then has picked up and moved up well. Okay, that's a nice one in here. You can see double bottom, lots of strength in here, take out of the uptrust, so that's pretty good. And you also have a line change taking out an uptrust generally are very strong. All right, take note about it. Uptrust take out the line change are very strong, and something we want to highlight time and time again. All right, let's move on to our this week. That's right, 6th of September, episode 114, Pentagon Guider. I just came up with one in here because I was kind of busy in here. And let's take a look at the, now remember the difference with the beginner session and advanced and also the intermediate is just the stock setup and where the location of the entry, okay, the entry location or likelihood the market will move up. So in this case, we are picking up very early is NTPM. Nibung Tebao Paper Manufacturing, they are one of the dividend stock player too, if I'm not mistaken. So switch back to KLSE, okay, and going to Robie chart, and you can just type here NTPM. Okay, Nibung Tebao Paper Manufacturer. I still remember they do pay pretty good, decent dividend. Let's take a look at it, and yes, they pay 4.9% in here. Rated 6 out of 8. Okay, so it is a good fundamental share, very cheap, as I said before, but these all doing, paper, not sexy like, DNEX or Genentech, all this, right? But definitely a potential target price in here of on PE about 0.595% in here, all right? Take note about it. Okay, so this is something interesting enough. Okay, let's take a look at the plan now. Now, to do the trading plan, we highly recommend you to get TradingView, and I think most of you would have TradingView already. Okay, NTPM, and the next thing is just merely just to upgrade you into our plugins. Okay, so NTPM, let's switch to a weekly chart. So weekly chart is still down. You can see, right? You can see that auto trend line is important. So once you have that auto trend line, it is so obvious you don't need to ask me the trend, right? The mathematical calculation behind our algorithm will already calculate for you in here. So you can see here, okay, let's take a look. Weekly trend is still down, okay? So we are picking up early. Let's switch to a daily trend. And you can see, yeah, daily trend started to turn up, okay? Okay, sideways market for daily trend and about to move to stage 2. Okay, so when did it turn green pentagon? Yeah, it turned green pentagon on 1st of September. Okay, turn green pentagon. Okay, important price level here, and that's what you need the trading view and the plugin, so you can have the mouse over, because on our SMARTRobie it's not interactive chart. So you can see here 19th of August. Okay, 19th of August, the support here is 45 cents. So how do I know that? Let me just expand this slightly. I don't know how to get rid of this. Okay, hide. Okay, that's how you hide it. That will be the 19th of August, and the low is 46, so we just put a notch lower, 0.455. Okay, and let's take a look. I don't know why this thing keep coming out. Okay, hide, and the old high will be here. That will be 23rd of July. High is 57 cents. Okay. All right. Why will the market move higher? Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, because market turned green pentagon, but volume. What can we say about the volume right now? Okay, what can we say about the volume? Let me just expand this. Volume is still low. Okay, volume is still low. Because of the volume still low, that's why you probably generally see this market not able to move higher than it is. All right, so it's always good. As I said before, on VSA, we always want to enter when volume is low. And time and time again, you will hear many other blogger or many other types of trader will tell you go in when volume is high. To me, that's a bit of risk, because volumes are generally distributed, okay, during high volume in there. So something you want to take note of. So the last low support here we have is 0.455, and the last high resistance, this one here will be in, there's two here, there's two time frame, the other one will be here, that will be 58 half cents. Okay, 0.585, that will be on the 16th of July. So how long are we going to be looking at this? Okay, you can see the market, the last round that it actually trends was September to here. So to find out how many days that it trend, okay, I don't know why this thing is coming up. Okay, I have to put this, click on this one here. I hide this again, delete this. Okay, so you can see from here, right? Okay, let's click this one here. Okay, you can see when it actually trends, what we do is click, space, drag it to here, and we're trying to find out how many days here. You can see, right, it's only 1 month only. So what we're saying that if there is a trend, we're likely to see it 1 month. So let's be a bit more optimistic. So 1 to 1.5 months. Okay, 1 to 1.5 months. That's it. So that completes our the trading plan for NTPM. So which means 1.5 months, and later on we will come back and look at it. Okay. So let's move on to our next section in here. It's just an update. We are still up 8% so far from January to September. Hopefully we can close with a double digit by year end. We still got 4 more months. We are into 2 trades. Perstek and TM Logistic continue to do favorable to us. So we will update you time to time again how the 2 trades that we are doing from our live trading portfolio, real money trading in here. And hopefully we do hope. Now if you are making money so far this year, just pencil on the right hand side, yes, I'm making money. And if you are losing money, just type inside there. And if you are losing money, just put in bracket and let me know why too. I'm interested to know too. Because so far, if you've been following us on our portfolio in here and doing the right thing, you should be making money. So if you're not making money in there, then you need to look back to some of the things you do. And did you follow the plan? Or if you didn't follow the plan, or maybe you should get a little bit more coaching, a little bit more mentoring from us, and do subscribe to our tools. That will definitely help you a lot more there. Okay. All right, let's move on to, yes, a little bit of promotion in here. Our plugin continue to able to help you, like I shared with you before, the difference between our SMARTRobie in here, that you have a little bit more control, a little bit more access in here, up to 51 market, and also the daily screener and stock trade idea. So on the coming Wednesday night live, I'll be doing 2 live FB Facebook show on Wednesday, which is using our screener. We have a lot of screener in here. I'm just going to showcase to you some of those trade idea, how we're able to tool back, and also using our plugin, you are able to access our video tutorial and our regular members training too. That's one of the real benefit in here. And don't forget, on the 18th of September, aligned with our public education program, Fundamental Analysis with TradingView for Beginner, continue from where we left off last Saturday. We did technical analysis part 1. Some of you may have missed out that, and you did ask for recording. Unfortunately, the recording is only for our plugin members and paid members in here. And join us, right, if you find what we share with you are really, really beneficial, right, so far. I think some of you has been following us for many years, but still haven't have the courage to sign up. So we do hope that you sign up for our programs, whether it is free or not. All right, and now we're going to get down to the stock pick so far and our SMARTRobie Trade Idea. Now, if you have not given us from the Google Play Store and stock review, please go over to Google Play Store and give us a review on our SMARTRobie apps in here, and we'll be looking at some of the shares that you have. And if you do want me to review your shares, please let me know your profession and whether you are a masterclass member or not. Thank you. All right, so that's the so-called simple rules that we follow here. Let me know where you are, then at least I can know how we can able to help you in here. Okay, so we have we have Shung here asking about Panasonic. Let me know who your profession is. We got Joanne, I believe. Joanne, are you a member or are you from the public? We have Shen here. How are you, Shen? All right, good to see you again. Okay, we got Philip. NTP is below, but NTP is below 80 cents. Okay, let me see what was my plan here. NTP. Okay, where is this is daily chart here. Okay, well, I have a lot of these dots. Okay, maybe Philip, you can just pencil me. I don't quite understand your context of your questions. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're from Republic. So let me know, Shen, your profession. I'd like to know your profession. Then I'll be happy to look at your... So those of you who are new, just let me know your profession, then I'll be happy to take a look. I know you're the public, but do let me know your profession too. Okay, we're going to go on to the other side here. Okay, we got live here, TFP. Let's look at TFP right now. TFP solution. TFP, no worries. I think this one is pretty logic. Now, very important when you are buying these shares. Now, I suppose Lai, you already have it, right? Let me know what is your entry price. Okay. And have a plan for this. This is already in the uptrend. You could see the auto trend line plotting is very nice. Just watch it when the auto trend line start to tilt. You know, the angle. Right now, this angle is pretty good. You got volume coming in here, but the old support or the old resistance in here, 25 cents. We're going to reach there very soon, okay? We got Mayfen Kanga. Go Kanga. Oh, okay. Here you go, Kanga. Kanga, not so good. You can see in here, no green pentagon, trends going down. If you are in, I think you need to be out. Generally, as I said before, the trending period is important. Once they start to trend between 1 month to 1.5 months, if it doesn't trend, it's going to move sideways for a long time, 6 to 8 weeks, even months. So you got to hold on to it. Best is take some money off. You know, it's difficult to take all out. Take some and put it into better shares like what we have, TFP solutions in here. All right, Joanne is a homemaker. Okay, Joanne, and your question is, can learn to paper trade. Oh, you just, yeah, you can. If you want to learn to paper trade, go to TradingView, right? You can see there is a paper trading module here, right? Join, use that one, or just come out with the paper sheet, or join our plugin. You see, sometimes you can find some of these features that is available in the in here. Use the paper trading module that we have in TradingView. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, Song is in pharma, and your question was what was that? Panasonic. Okay, you want to look at Panasonic. Okay, Panasonic again, nice one, but do be careful. You got this climatic volume here. Trend still certainly going up, right? But right now it will pause for a while. Again, most of these shares like Panasonic are all electrical appliances. You know, moving because of economic recovery. In here, the earnings, let's take a look of the earnings. Something I'll cover on the 18th of September on our free Zoom workshop in here. So you can see here, all high is about 85 cents right now. I think the trend is still up. No doubt you have the 2-bar reversal because of every time when you see high volume of 6% in here. Generally, that is the distribution. As I said before, learn to buy on low volume. I know it's go against the normal human nature because you're not trained yet, right? That's why you're here trying to learn volume spread analysis. A very interesting topic that we talk about in here. Okay, Lai is looking for entry. Look for some other share that hasn't run up yet. TFP. Okay, Amil is already, I think Amil, you're the expert already, right? Every time you also ask me already, all right? I think you can, you're already an expert. You've been joining us for some time. I think your trading plan is not so bad. You know how to do pullbacks, but you cannot be a part-time trader. You're more like a full-time trader, as I said before, okay? Okay, any more other shares? Okay, if there's no more shares so far to go on, I want to close the session in here, and I'm going to be with, all right, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, join our YouTube in here, and get all our video archive, including all our Wednesday night session recorded in here. And don't forget to also subscribe, if you have not yet, to share our Telegram chat room for all information, stock trading, educational ideas that we have in here. And I'll see you on Wednesday. That's right, Wednesday for our breakfast show. Again, there's no live trading, there's no live FB on Wednesday night, as I will be with our masterclass members and our for our August intake. We continue to coach them and mentor them for the 12 months that we have. If you find our breakfast show very informative and very educational, think about what you can when you're coached by our coaches and myself for the next 12 months. Lots of benefit in here, and definitely will help you to make back the money that you put in from your investment. And don't forget to review us on our Google Play Store. And thank you again. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.